It's the end of the week, but the start of Luke and Lewis.
Check it out, check it out. Let's go.
On 1019.
You ready?
The Fox.
Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Check it out, check it out. Welcome to the show.
Great to be back. New time slot, 6 to 8 p.m. this week. Always good to be back. Now, Lewis, Ed Sheeran's in town and everyone's talking about it.
Oh, yeah. A bunch of people are probably driving to Ed Sheeran right now. Gee,
Yeah.
it's good to be doing radio when people are actually awake, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when we're awake.
And my brother last night had a shocking realisation at the concert. We're going to get to that after the break.
Stay tuned. Luke, your brother has made a shocking realisation about his girlfriend. Is that correct?
Yes, he went to the Ed Sheeran concert last night, as many people have been doing all week in Melbourne. He's been playing Etihad Stadium, 50,000 people a night.
Right.
And I was like, obviously asked him all about it because I'm going, actually, no, I'm missing out on the show tonight.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be going today.
You're doing
but
this show
have
instead
to do
of going
this show
to Ed.
instead.
You're welcome, everyone in their cars on the way to Ed.
Yeah, so I didn't get to go, so I was like, how was it? And he was like, yeah, great, but I made a shocking realisation about my girlfriend, and
Right.
he said, turns out Chloe, who's his girlfriend, is a woo girl.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, oh no. And he goes, mate, I had no idea. As soon as the concert started, she just went from quiet, chatting, just a little date night to, woo!
Yeah, because she is she's a
she's-
quiet girl. I've
she's
met her a
quiet.
few times. I wouldn't have picked her as a woo girl.
Here's the thing, though. The signs have been there all along. I actually just messaged her before we got on air and said, hey, we're going to be talking about you next, Chloe. And she said, haha, woo! To the message. I had no idea.
Did you tell her we're going to be talking about her woo?
No.
habits? She
I
just
didn't tell her
chucked out
what
a
we were
woo.
talking about. I said, hey, you're going to be mentioned next.
Well, yeah, woo girls, they're very hard to detect, but they at the appropriate wooing venue, they do come out.
That's the thing. They're walking around us all the time. You don't realise, but I've probably come across 3 woo girls today that just weren't wooing because there's not many opportunities to be a woo girl.
No, and I've been at a concert in front of 2 woo girls. Like, if your brother thought being next to one was bad, what about being in front of 2 woo
Yeah.
girls? I went to a Lady Gaga concert with my mum when I was 12.
That's a woo concert.
I know, and also a very cool thing for a male to go to
Yeah.
with their mum.
We're going to talk about that soon. That needs to be addressed.
And we were in front of them, and I almost went deaf. And you didn't know they were woo girls because they didn't woo for the openers.
Yeah.
There were 2 openers. Then as soon as Lady Gaga comes out,
Yeah. The little monsters just came out of them. Now, Lewis, places, appropriate wooing places. Concerts, nightclubs, hens nights, often a popular woo destination.
Yes.
Free drinks or half-price shots. A
Yeah, it's a
popular
woo girl. Yeah.
popular woo reason. Here's the thing, though. We feel you, we understand you, woo girls, and we know you're out there. So we wanted to give you a chance to woo again.
we are giving you the opportune woo environment. Give us a call.
Yeah,
on
13 10 60.
If you're a woo girl and you would like to give us your best woo, if you need some practice, if you're about to see Ed Sheeran and you want to give it a
Well,
go.
that's the thing. We want to give opportunity to people who aren't getting to see Ed to give a woo because they mightn't have an opportunity this weekend to woo. They might have had a woo-less weekend. But if you're on the way to Ed now and want to get in a practice woo, great. Give us a call. 13 10 60. We want to hear you woo.
Luke Lewis on the Fox. Woo! Before the break, Luke, we were talking about your brother discovering that his girlfriend is a woo girl.
Yes, he came home from the Ed Sheeran concert, and he had no idea. They've been going out for about a year now, and never realised that his girlfriend was a woo girl. And often girls who woo at concerts and other events, you're right. They walk around in their day-to-day lives, and you don't suspect anything until you see them in a situation that warrants a woo, and all of a sudden they're wooing too
And
too
really,
much.
a woo situation is very rare. So these girls, they get desperate for a situation to woo in. Like,
So they just go nuts.
I saw a movie the other day, and something happened in the movie, and a girl went woo. I'm like, oh, she's a bit desperate.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's like how
At
she's
least
been in
wait
a,
for a concert.
yeah, she's been in a woo drought and had to get it out. Right.
In a cinema. So what we thought, for all of the woo girls out there that need a venue to woo in, we thought we would give you the opportunity to call us and give us your best woo. Our first woo girl, Renee, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Renee, are you typically a woo girl?
I'm definitely a woo girl.
That's great.
Right,
And
where
it's
have
great.
you wooed in the past?
Ed Sheeran before, Missy Higgins before.
Oh, wait, so is this recently? You've done that this weekend?
No, not this weekend. Like in the past, last time Ed was here.
Right. And are you going to Ed this time?
I'm not. No,
So you're desperate for a woo.
So you need to
opportunity.
get out a woo now.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy to count you in, Renee. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm so ready.
Okay, great. I'll count you in. 3,
3, 2, 1.
Wow, how was
Brilliant.
that?
Absolutely amazing, Renee. How do you feel?
I feel much better now.
Thank you very much for calling, Renee. Glad to get the woo out of your system.
Now, next we have Jamie. Jamie, do you like a woo?
I love a good woo.
Oh.
What's your favourite place to woo?
Probably a concert, but even just at like hockey matches, like that's the sport I play for my,
Oh, at your own hockey matches
Will you woo like at a moment that's not even woo worthy? So obviously a goal you can woo, but say if just someone does a good, like, I don't know what it's called, but a good hockey pass. Do you go, woo, nice pass?
If it deserves a woo, it can have a little woo.
Wow. Well, this is a safe space, Jamie, and I'm glad you've called. And if
Jamie,
you just want to,
do you think our show deserves a woo?
Yeah, of course it does.
All right, well, hit us with a woo.
Woo!
oh, that was a great word.
Amazing. I feel good, man.
Yeah.
Our show's that good, it deserves a woo.
Yeah, you kind of like really.
I did ask
you
for it.
forced that a little bit.
Well, look, if anyone would like to give a
Here's the thing.
preemptive woo without me asking, that'd be nice.
Ed Sheeran doesn't go out every night requesting woos. What you
that's
did
true.
then was unconventional wooing,
That was a
and
little
I
bit
don't know if I don't know if I have approved. But anyway,
Our callers are desperate to woo. I'm
Yeah.
just desperate for woos.
next up, Marg. Marg, are you a woo girl?
I most certainly am.
And whereabouts do you typically woo?
I tend to do it at the Australian Open.
Oh, sports woo.
Right. The Australian Open, which is not really, I don't think that's very accepted. Is a woo
Well, 'cause
accepted at the Oz Open?
It's silent between the points, but then you can woo after the point finishes.
And particularly when Rafa takes off his T-shirt and changes between sets.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's a woo moment.
So a bit of an objectifying woo.
Oh,
Mark, could you Google a picture of Rafa with his shirt off and then give us a woo?
You know what? If you don't,
got some close-ups of his butt, that's all.
all right.
All
So
right.
can you picture that while you give us this woo, Marg? I'll count you in. Are you ready?
Rafa's taking
3,
his shirt
2,
off.
1. Give us your best Raf woo.
Woo!
Very racy.
Lewis
I
just
like
took
it.
his shirt off.
All right, thanks for calling, Mark. And our last woo girl, Chloe, welcome to the show.
Hi, Luke and Lewis.
Wait, is this Chloe?
This is Chloe.
Oh, hey,
Hi,
this is my brother's girlfriend. She's the
original
woo girl.
It is the woo girl, yes.
Chloe, didn't you get enough woos in last night at Ed?
Well, yeah, I thought I did. I thought I lost my voice, but apparently not. I'm still talking, still wooing.
All right.
Still wooing.
And-
Have you wooed today? I mean, I was with you this morning and you were wooing at the thought of Ed Sheeran this morning.
This is true, and I was singing along to it on Spotify as well.
You
so-
were.
And do you have a particular reason for calling in? Do you want to woo? Or
No,
are you
here's
just
the thing.
angry
I'm
at
not
Luke?
sure whether I can give Chloe another chance to woo because this was supposed to be about opportunities for girls who haven't had a chance recently to woo. You've been wooing all weekend, Chloe.
I've been wooing all weekend,
All right,
but
you
you
know
know
what,
what?
Chloe?
My voice is still going. So
How
I'm
about
pretty
this,
good.
Chloe? Seeing as
Yeah.
you've done heaps of wooing, how about we give you a woo and you can rate us and see if you can top us?
Oh, okay, no
Okay.
problem. Let's
We'll
do
woo at
that.
the same time. Count us in, Chloe.
All right, well, 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Was that Edworthy?
I mean, it seemed a little bit tame to
All
be
right.
Edworthy,
I'm gonna
but
Okay.
I'm gonna throw you a bone. How does a woo go? You know what? Show us how it's done. Let's go. The floor is
All right.
yours, Chloe. 3,
all right, no.
2, 1.
Woo!
Oh, that is by far.
That's the
you're
best woo we've
you're
had
a
all
woo
night.
girl through and through. Lewis, recently I was at Adelaide Airport. We were coming back to Melbourne. You were with me at the time.
Yes.
And you might remember, I ordered an overpriced pie from one of the cafes.
Yes.
Obviously, most airport food, it's overpriced.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, when I was ordering my pie, the lady asked me, would you like sauce with that? And obviously, because I'm a human being with a pulse and I've had a pie before, I said yes.
Yeah, of course. Everyone
And she
likes sauce
goes,
with their pie.
Well, it's un-Australian if you don't. And then she said, great, that'll be 50 cents.
50 cents!
Unbelievable.
Charging for sauce is one thing.
Yeah.
But charging more than 20 cents for sauce is evil.
I felt like Han Solo when Lando Calrissian betrays him in Empire Strikes Back. Just sells him out.
That's betrayed. That's
Yeah.
definitely betrayal. Did they have a 50 cent sign on the sauce basket?
No. So unadvertised 50 cents. They'll just sling you it. So they ask
They
you
just
it.
stab you in the
That's
back.
what got me because she asked to me like, hey, like she was doing me a favor. Hey man, do you want sauce with that? And I was like, yeah, I'd love some.
They just remind you
And-
how good sauce with a pie is.
Yes.
And then they go, well, if you
Great.
would like to
We'll
experience
sting you
that,
for that.
half a dollar.
Here's the
for
thing.
sauce.
So I was disgusted. I was appalled. So I took to social media a few nights ago and posted a big free sauce campaign on my Instagram.
Yep.
I thought, well, I could get them back by... Well, I just thought, look, I'm petty and I'm going to get them back by posting a campaign with the general message that was free sauce is a human right, not a privilege, right?
Absolutely.
And in the comments section, I read one of the saddest things I've ever heard in my life. Right. Someone said, mate, you think that's bad? My local fish and chip shop charges 50 cents for chicken salt.
50 cents for salt.
Salt.
Chicken flavored salt. That's insane.
And how do you even, like, is it a sprinkle? Like, what do you mean? What's the 50 cents?
Yeah, how much do you
That's
get?
not costing them 50
Can you
cents.
apply it yourself? I mean, if I can apply it myself, I'll take 50 cents worth and ruin my chips.
They're not even putting it on for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like 50 cents and I have to do it also. There's no service in that. It's ridiculous. Chicken salt and tomato sauce should be free.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of businesses that charge for things that should be free. Another classic one is Ticketek and Ticketmaster. They charge you to print your tickets at home.
Yeah.
It's a print at home fee. It's like, mate, you sent me an email. Why don't you just attach the tickets there?
Yeah.
And we don't have to, there's no middleman here. It's my printer, my ink. I paid for the ticket already.
It's called print at home ticket. It's essentially a DIY project that you have to pay for. That's like walking out of Bunnings and the guy at this front being like, hey, mate, are you going to build that yourself? And you're like, yeah, oh, that'll be $8.
Build at
like,
home.
Dude.
So we thought, guys, give us a call on 131060. What are people charging for that should be free?
131060, what should be free?
Yes.
I mean, I want to look, obviously I've had bad experiences. I really want to hear your horror stories, to be honest.
Yeah.
What have you been charged for that should be free? Or just in general, what should be free? I got charged 50 cents for sauce. I bought a pie and 50 cents for sauce in an airport. I just think it's un-Australian to be charged for tomato sauce. And then another one came through during the week. Someone commented on a social media campaign that I launched against the sauce industry. Someone commented, hey, you think that's bad? My local fish and chip shop charges 50 cents for chicken salt.
Yes.
Appalling.
Well, if you think paying 50 cents for sauce, Luke, is bad, we've got John on the line. Welcome to the show, John. Do you reckon you can top 50 cents for sauce?
I think I can.
What?
I can, definitely can. I love souvlaki, so I always buy souvlaki from this place in Doncaster in Melbourne.
Yep.
And I started realising that they're a little bit pricey. I asked the guys, how come they're $15.50? He goes, oh, they're $14, but you like sauce with yours, tomato sauce, that is. And I said, so you're charging me $1.50 for a squirt of tomato sauce? He goes, yeah, that's right. I haven't been back since.
The confidence of the guy to be like, that's exactly yeah.
Who doesn't like sauce with their souvlaki, though? That's like, he didn't even ask you. He said, oh, you like sauce.
But isn't sauce part of souvlaki?
Yeah.
No, that's garlic sauce. This is tomato sauce.
Right.
So if you want tomato sauce, it's an extra $1.50 for a squirt, that is.
You
Hardly
get a
an
bottle
extra.
for that.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. That should have been free any day of the week. That's appalling.
Close that place down.
Yeah.
Sarah, welcome to the show. What have you paid for that should have been free?
I paid 20 cents for a plastic spoon to stir my coffee with.
That's unbelievable. Before the show, I got some pasta and got a free fork, and I didn't even think about it. There was not any point in that exchange where I was even considering paying for a plastic fork.
Yeah.
Were you surprised when they asked you to pay for the spoon?
Yeah, I ended up just paying for it because, like, I couldn't be bothered, like, talking to her or anything because I was annoyed. But
Well, you don't want to talk to anyone who's charging money for spoons.
It's ridiculous. And then the lady behind me, she saw that I had to pay for a spoon. She's like, oh, that's ridiculous. I'm not buying a coffee here anymore.
Oh, so they lost about $4 then. You know what?
Yeah.
That woman is an absolute hero because the only way we can stop these shady practices is by not enabling them. I think that's what we need to do is just stop shopping at stores and charge for free things.
Yeah, let's just shop online, guys. Let's boycott supporting Australian businesses.
Jack, welcome to the show. What have you paid for that should have been free?
Me and the fellas, we go down to Torquay for a surf. There's a little fish shop there, does fish and chips. Yeah. Anyway, so if you buy any fish pack in the joy, they'll charge you for lemon, $2.
$2. And is that a whole lemon or like a squeeze of half a lemon?
It's a pip. It's a pip.
Oh, that's
No. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's not a pip. No, it's two wedges. Two wedges. They got it preset.
So that's a half. So
Yeah.
the wedge is about a quarter of a lemon. That's disgusting.
I've just looked up. Here, Jack, the price of a lemon, and a full lemon is 77 cents, and you're getting charged $2 for half a lemon. That's an insane markup, mate.
I mean, they got to charge for the person to cut it up, and refrigeration and the freezer bag. Of
That's
course.
true. That's some pretty
not
heavy
cheap.
labour.
That's true. Well, I'm glad you understand them. Sorry, Jack, do you own that fish and chip shop? Are you just
No,
trying to
mate,
spruik
no.
their services?
No, I'm not. No, I don't.
No, good. I wouldn't work at a place that charges $2 for lemons either.
All right.
I'm thinking of buying them out and then not charging lemon. But anyway, that's a different story.
That's brilliant, mate. Just
You'd
buy
probably end up saving more money just buying the business.
That's right.
All right, thanks for calling, everyone. This is Luke and Lewis on the Fox. Luke, as everybody knows, Ed Sheeran is in town at the moment.
Yes.
He's doing a show. He should be hitting the stage,
He's doing
actually,
4
in a few
shows.
hours. Yeah.
And I, unfortunately, am missing his concert tonight. I had tickets for tonight, then we got this radio show, and
You had to give him up.
I had to give him up.
And, mate, I appreciate your sacrifice. I bet you're pretty bummed that you're going to be missing Ed Sheeran.
I'm devastated, and no one here is really thanking me that much. I could have just took tonight off.
Well, you know what, mate? I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised because, as you know, we've got a lot of connections here at the station. And obviously, Ed Sheeran won't be on stage for a few hours now. After this, I'm bringing Ed in.
Ed Sheeran?
Mate, I don't even need to say the second name. You know what I'm talking about. I'm bringing Ed into the station, and we're going to get... Well, you're going to meet him. This is Luke Lewis on the Fox. You're missing Ed Sheeran, aren't you?
Yep, I'm supposed to be at Ed tonight, but instead I've done a selfless act, and I've decided to do this radio show instead, and I just feel like I'm not getting the respect and credit I deserve for that.
Well, look, mate, it is a selfless sacrifice, but as you know, Ed Sheeran, he's not hitting the stage for a couple of hours, and we're very close to the venue he's performing at. So, mate, I don't want to excite you too much, but...
Don't worry, I'm not overly excited.
I have organised a very special appearance on our show by Ed himself.
Right.
Are you excited?
I'm looking round and
Bring
there's
it
no...
in. Bring it in, James.
I can't see Ed.
That's right.
Is
Here's
Ed
Ed's-
behind James?
Ed's,
our
James
producer's
is bringing
walking
our
in with a
producer.
guitar.
Oh, thank you very
There's
much.
a guitar. Is that Ed Sheeran's guitar?
No.
Right.
Just give me a second.
Lewis is bending down, and he's got a red wig. Great. The pinnacle, the height of comedy, everyone. If you haven't caught on to the joke, Lewis is Ed.
I don't know who Lewis is, mate. I'm just come here to perform a song for you. And
You look like Ronald McDonald, not Ed Sheeran.
mate, what I've done is I've learned an Ed Sheeran song on guitar.
So you just lied to me.
And yes. But the most important thing to remember is I've learned an Ed Sheeran song for you on guitar. I've picked one that I think really exemplifies our relationship and our friendship, and I really hope you enjoy it.
So you're serenading me on
Can
air.
you just shush and let me perform this song,
Sorry.
mate? All right? I go to all this trouble to get Ed in the studio, and you're just talking over his
It
exclusive
just feels like you haven't
performance.
gone to that much effort.
Yes, I've gone to a lot of effort. I spent at least 10 minutes learning this. I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. Well, I found a girl that's beautiful and sweet. I never knew you as someone waiting for me.
I hate this.
'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. And I'm just going to skip to the chorus. That's the most exciting bit.
Oh, great. I thought you were nearly done.
'Cause baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms.
No one clap. Okay. That's Lewis clapping himself.
No, that's me clapping Ed's performance.
I took off Ed Sheeran tonight to
Yes.
do this radio show, and then you tell me all before the show, I've got a surprise,
Yep.
Uh-huh. You might be seeing Ed. I'm thinking, oh my God, wow, we do work at one of the biggest radio stations in Melbourne.
Yeah.
There is a chance.
Well, Luke, to come clean, I actually did have an opportunity to get Ed Sheeran on the show, but I decided that this would have been much better. And you're welcome. I made a
Bad call. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
That didn't sound anything like the song. What song was that? Perfect?
Yeah,
Was it supposed to be perfect? This is what the song actually sounds like.
I'm dancing the dark.
For those on their way to Ed Sheeran now, perhaps walking in, I really hope your night's better than that. And I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? Great if you're going into Ed Sheeran right now if you're on your way in, because, I mean, he's got to be better than that.
I don't know, guys. I don't want to disappoint you when you arrive there, but just to let you know, if you ever want to see one of my shows, you know, just give me a quick Google.
Not a great time to plug your show after you just poorly sung a song on Melbourne radio. This is Luke and Lewis.
And Ed. Luke, I've seen a news story that has been going nuts on Twitter recently. There's a video of it as well, of a nightclub getting their license revoked for bringing a horse onto the dance floor of a nightclub. Packed. Music going. There was a woman in a bikini on the horse. And obviously the horse is just freaking out, surrounded by hundreds of people that are yelling and music.
I mean, I don't even like going to nightclubs, and I'm not a horse.
I know. I mean, they're for humans, and I don't even like those things. So, what I think is the funniest thing is all these people are yelling at this nightclub saying that is such an inappropriate place to bring a horse. And I'm surprised because do we even need to have the discussion of what is an appropriate place to bring a horse?
Yeah, I think, well, we want to have that discussion today. We want to talk about responsible equine management, where you can really, where's a responsible place to have a horse?
Yeah.
Here's a responsible place to have a horse, Lewis. A paddock.
A paddock?
Great place for a horse.
Very appropriate.
It can eat. Nice field.
Yeah.
Irresponsible place for a horse, in an Uber.
Yeah.
Booking an Uber.
Like as a passenger or a driver?
Both.
Yeah, probably.
Horse shouldn't be in a car.
That's a very inappropriate place for a horse. Yeah, that's true.
Especially if it's like a four-door sedan. I mean, van, you could perhaps sit a horse in the back.
Yeah, or maybe one of those horse-shaped cars.
But we're getting shakes from our head from the producers.
Yeah.
We just have to say on radio, no car is appropriate for a horse.
Well, I've got one for you. Here's an appropriate place for a horse 100 years ago, a road, right?
Great place for a horse.
Inappropriate place for a horse today, 6-lane superhighway.
Yeah. The Autobahn in Germany, you will not find any horses.
Well, you might find
around.
a couple of flat ones.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Here's the thing. Appropriate place to have a horse, Lewis? Western. On the set of a Western movie.
Yeah,
like
right.
perhaps on the set of a, I don't know, perhaps if they made a new film about, I was about to say Ned Kelly. Not a Western, everyone.
No, an Australian?
Yep. But inappropriate place to have a horse, Lewis. Funeral.
What if it was a funeral for a horse? I mean, you got to bring the horse down. But yeah, if you walked in on a horse.
Here's the thing. Back in the day, probably very appropriate to rock up on a horse. Almost rude to rock up in a car.
Well,
but
how
now,
else would you get there?
Yeah, but now if you rocked up on a horse, and here's the thing. Leaving on a horse could be a nice tribute if someone was into horses. Great tribute to their life. But I feel like making an entrance on a horse at a funeral, bit insensitive.
Yeah, a little bit
Unless
over the top.
you're going to the funeral of the man from Snowy River, then great place for a horse.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I've got... How about this one? I would say that it is pretty inappropriate to bring a horse into a nightclub, but could be quite appropriate to bring a horse into a horse-themed gay bar called Horsin' Around. Luke and Lewis on the Fox. That was Pop a Bottle, Fill Me Up by Jessica Mauboy. One song that I can only assume is where she personifies a cup that really would like to be full of whatever the bottle was popped about.
Did you see it? Did you listen to her giggle at the end?
Yeah.
When she found it funny? Like, she ended her song, she was like,
She's
funny.
just a mischievous cup,
I didn't find
her
her song that funny, to be honest. It was a little amusing jest.
It was entertaining, but I wouldn't call it
It sounded
funny.
like Seinfeld canned laughter at the end.
We got after this, guys. We're going to get a little bit intellectual. We're going to do a segment called Lew Learns, and
Yes.
we're all going to learn with me.
Not often does our show get academic. I look forward to it.
All right, let's go back to hopefully more Jessica
Hopefully
Mauboy
some more
songs.
funny songs on Fox. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Lew Learns.
Ooh, yes.
A new segment where I realise that my co-host here, Lewis, perhaps lacks thought, often lacks common sense in life. And what I mean by lacks thought is, often you'll be doing a daily activity, and then you'll give it no thought whatsoever, and you'll do it for 21 years, and then be like, oh, I've been doing that wrong.
Yes, I live in my head all the time.
And this happens all the time, so I said, hey, Can you just stop telling me these in our personal life and just save them for the show?
Because normally I would come in, like, at least maybe once every 2 weeks and go, bro, I just realised this.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, great. I'm always shocked that I'm offended that no one's ever told you some of these
So
things.
am I. They seem so obvious when I realise them.
So what have you got for us?
I've got two things for you, Luke. As you know, I'm 24 years old, which means I've been alive for 24 years.
Yep. On planet Earth with everyone else.
With the rest of the humans. And, Luke, I just realised 2 months ago that you're supposed to brush the back of your teeth.
What? You don't do that?
Well, there's the front of your teeth, and then behind that, more teeth.
Did you just think that was self-cleaning?
I don't know, my parents just never taught me to brush the back of my teeth, and I never did it for 24 years until one day my girlfriend, we were brushing our teeth together, and she looks at me, she goes, do you not brush the back of your teeth? And I said, can you brush the back of your teeth?
Can you? You couldn't even imagine putting a toothbrush behind there.
I'd never done it. Someone had to tell me to do it, and then I did it. You know what, mate? Fresh breath galore. Let me tell you something. Who wants a kiss?
I'll pass.
Just call me Mr. Listerine. It's improved my
Wow.
life greatly. But, mate, this one's worse. I would like to reinstate before I tell you the next one that I'm 24 years old.
Yep.
So-
Full-grown man. Adult.
Adult, yeah. Not
You
a child.
pay taxes.
Older than 6. I went to the barber recently to get my hair cut, as I do. I go every 3 weeks, in
The
fact.
fact that you're calling a barber means you're not a hairdresser, means you should be an expert in
I
this
go
field.
to a nice one.
Yeah.
I don't go to a hairdresser. I go to a barber. And I just realised last time I went that the mirror in front of you is for you, not the barber. I had no idea.
So you thought they were using the mirror to aid them in cutting your hair?
Yeah.
They have eyeballs. They don't need that.
I know.
That's for you.
But I didn't realise this. Do you know how I found out, Luke? Because what he did is he rotated me away from the mirror, and then all of a sudden I was facing the wall, not the mirror, and my thought was, oh no, he's going to mess up my hair. He can't see the mirror.
Nope,
And
he's
then
got
I went,
eyes.
oh, he's using his eyes.
Yep. What a great tactic by him.
My mum's a hairdresser.
I was going to say, your mum's a hairdresser, and not only that, she works from home. You have a hairdressing salon in your home.
And I can't believe she never told me that the mirror was for me.
I can't believe you never observed that by yourself. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, he's 24.
Well, why would they have a mirror in every hairdresser if it wasn't integral to the process?
It's for the chat.
Yeah.
It's so you can chat to the barber.
I think it is for the chat.
Yeah.
The more you know. Lewis Spears, 24-year-old male, signing out. Luke, Ed Sheeran is having his concert tonight.
Yes, he's in the middle of a 4-day run in Melbourne. He started in Melbourne doing Etihad Stadium on Friday,
Yes.
and he's going all the way through to Monday. Now, a friend of mine is actually going to all 18 of Ed Sheeran's shows.
They're going to all
So
18.
she's going to every single one in Australia and New Zealand as well. That's 18.
Right.
So she's already gone to Adelaide and Perth and
this
all the
person
Melbourne
is
ones.
still your friend? You're like, oh, yeah, it's not weird at all.
No. No, I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not what I would do with my time, only because I just can't afford that.
Well, yeah, for me, it's not the time, it's
And also-
the money. That's so
well,
expensive.
also, it's like, well, here's the thing.
You could do Europe for that.
Yeah, that's true. You could do, I mean, Ed over a Kentucky. I'd probably go Ed over a Kentucky.
I don't know, you're choosing one human over an entire continent. That you like that person a lot.
Well, we're actually joined by Jess
Yes.
on the line, who is at the show now. Jess, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
So you're at the 6th show?
The 6th show, yeah.
And are you on the barrier right now?
Yeah, on the barrier, front and centre.
And you're ready to go for Ed round 6. Now, what I wanted to know is, does he play the same songs in the same order every night?
Yes, there's one song he changes, but the rest is all the same.
So every night you're just hanging out for what he's going to do?
Yeah, we know the set list by now, so we start singing before he does.
And you actually got on Ed Sheeran's Instagram.
I did, yes.
That's quite an achievement. I've never been on his Instagram.
No. Not a lot of people have.
Jess, do you think he knows that you're doing this? Like, because in the front row...
Oh, he does. He does.
Right,
he does
so
know.
he recognises you.
Yeah, every single night he comes down and gives me
Oh,
a
that's
smile.
hilarious.
entire crew know I'm here, so they all come out and they're like, "Oh, you're back again? Yeah, we're here."
All right.
So you probably go to... Well, yeah, so you're just part of the crew now.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so you just, they all know me by first name.
I'm in.
You're on a first name basis with Ed. You're in. You got his phone number yet?
I've known Jess for a while now, and this is not your first rodeo with celebs. You've been to like heaps of One Direction shows.
Yeah.
You've met a few big like heavy hitters in the pop world. Who's been your biggest get?
Actually, no, probably Paul McCartney.
Right, you've met a Beatle.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
That's pretty much as good as it gets.
You can't top.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, Jess she's old school now. Jess, so obviously you've still got 12 more shows to go on this Ed run. And so when does that wrap up for you? Is that another month?
The 1st of April is the last show.
Great. So you got 2 more weeks of touring with Ed. Now that's great for us because Lewis actually had a proposition to put to you.
Yeah. So Jess, obviously you've been doing this multiple show tour thing with many different stars, some of the biggest people in the world. You just see every show they do. I've got a challenge for you. Why don't Luke Kidgel, my co-host here, is doing 18 shows across Australia. I think that seeing as you're a friend of his, this would be much less expensive, much less exclusive as well. But why don't you see every single one of Luke's shows?
Am I getting free tickets? Because then I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll give you a free ticket to each show.
All right, we're on.
What? No way. I think this is not just Melbourne. I'm going around Australia.
He's not giving you free plane tickets, just free tickets to the show.
Yeah, I'll just join the crew.
Luke doesn't have a crew. He can't afford one. It's just him.
I don't think I can do it. This is quite actually exhausting.
We fully expected you to say no. I was not in for a second did I think you would even consider it. I mean, I'll be impressed, Jess, if you even come to all my Melbourne shows.
Yeah, look, I'll probably just come to one, but, you know.
Yeah.
You know what, Jess? If you're such a fan of going to heaps of shows and the whole experience, why don't you just become a star yourself, put on your own shows and attend all of those?
I've got no talent.
Right, so you're just happy to follow Ed. Well, so you're not interested in coming to mine. So what you're trying to say is that you value Ed as a better and more talented performer than me. Is that what you're trying to say?
Just like slightly.
Right, I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week.
I would do a lot more than slightly, to be honest. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Jess.
No worries.
We appreciate it. Enjoy your 5th Ed Sheeran
No,
concert.
6. Enjoy number 6. What's your favourite part of each show?
I don't know, actually.
You don't have a favourite bit?
He laughs at us because we just be idiots in the front and he sings every time.
So you enjoy being mocked by Ed every night?
Yeah,
Really?
pretty much.
I love being humiliated by my idols.
Hopefully by show 10 he'll just start throwing things at you and that'll really make the experience good.
So we can only hope.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Jess. Have a great time.
Fine.
And, mate, we might have to get an update from you at the end of your run.
We'll check in on you when you're in New Zealand.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it. All right. See you later. Enjoy the show.
Right, see ya.
That brings us to the end of the show. But, Luke, before we finish up, I just wanted to give you a sincere, heartfelt thank you very much for cancelling your Ed Sheeran tickets so that you could do our radio show. Really
Mate,
appreciate it.
I appreciate it. And obviously it was a big call for me. I love Ed. But as always, I think a bit of karma happened during the show, Lewis. I haven't told you about this. Thought I'd save it till the end. But I've actually managed to acquire some tickets to Ed Sheeran's show tomorrow night.
Is that what you've been doing on your laptop the whole show?
I've been making a few calls throughout the show.
But hang on, you've been lording it over me for 2 hours. How selfless you are!
That's why I thought I'd save it till the end.
Mate, I organised an Ed show exclusively for you.
No,
for the show.
You put on a red wig and played the guitar poorly.
Counterpoint. What's the difference?
Burn on Ed. You
that's
sell
a
out.
compliment for my incredible singing talent.
No.
And my realistic red wig that I bought for $2 at a shop.
You look like a troll doll.
Yeah, it was from a Ronald McDonald costume. So you're going to Ed on Monday?
Go on Ed tomorrow. It's going to be great.
All right, brilliant. Well, guys, we are going to be back next Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. Hopefully we're going to be staying here.
Yep.
In fact, I guarantee you that we will never progress from this point in our careers.
Can't
I
wait
just
for Ed
promised
tomorrow.
it.
I'm going to be getting my wool on.
All right, we'll see you guys next Sunday. This is Luke and Lewis on The Fox.
Luke and Lewis on 1019 The Fox.